All right, so early 2025 and the global AI scene, it's it's kind of like a high-stakes poker game, And the U.S. and China, they're the main players, right?
Right.
We've got this whole stack of articles here about President Trump's huge EE infrastructure project, all about AI.
Yeah.
It's being called Stargate.
Catchy.
It is. It's sending shockwaves, through tech, but honestly, way beyond too.
Yeah, what's interesting is that this project, it really does feel like a moonshot, for AI, like a massive partnership, the government and some of the biggest names in tech all in one place.
We're talking a $500 billion investment here. That's billion with a B. OpenAI, Oracle, SoftBank, they're all in on this. Clearly, the goal is to push the U.S. to the top, to be the front runner in AI technology. But it's not just about algorithms and data centers, is it?
No.
This thing has the potential to reshape entire industries, energy, global markets, even international relations.
If you connect this to the bigger picture, the timing of this project is really interesting. AI is being hailed as the driving force behind this fourth industrial revolution we keep hearing about.
Right.
And it's projected to have this massive impact on the global economy. We're talking trillions of dollars by 2030.
Wow, trillions. That's a pretty big pot to be playing for, huh?
Yeah.
But it sounds like the U.S. might be playing catch-up a little bit here.
That's right. The U.S. is facing some serious competition primarily from China, who've been pouring resources into AI research and development for years now. They've already made some really significant strides, particularly with this Dubao 1.5 Pro AI model from ByteDance. This thing, it's specifically designed to outperform OpenAI's latest reasoning models.
And they're not just keeping their advancements quiet, are they?
Oh.
They're putting on a whole show, literally, with the world's first human versus robot half marathon in Beijing.
Can you imagine that?
Can you imagine 12,000 human runners going head-to-head with these bipedal robots from 20 different tech firms?
Yeah, exactly. It's a very public display of their progress and their ambition.
It's kind of intimidating.
Yeah, it fuels the sense of urgency in the U.S.,
right,
leading to what some are calling this global AI arms race.
So basically, Stargate is America's big play in this high-stakes game, right?
Yeah.
Announced on January 21st this year, 2025, this project aims to build extensive data centers across the U.S., starting in Texas. So think massive computing power just dedicated to AI research and development. But it's not just about the tech itself, right?
Oh, you're right. Stargate is expected to create more than 100,000 jobs across the U.S. within 4 years.
Wow.
This is going to have a ripple effect on all sorts of industries: construction, manufacturing, energy, education.
I'm already seeing headlines about the energy sector calling this a massive tailwind for them. Siemens Energy, for instance. They're anticipating this huge surge in demand for power infrastructure to support all these new data centers.
And that's just one example. This project's impact is likely to extend far beyond just the tech sector, reaching industries related to data center construction operation and even security. It's like throwing a stone into a pond and watching the ripples spread outward.
It really is. And it's interesting to think about the global landscape too, right? China is undoubtedly watching this project very closely. After all, Stargate is partly a response to their AI dominance. It's sure to influence international relations.
Absolutely. This project could shift the balance of power in the AI landscape.
Right.
Potentially leading to closer collaborations with allies who have those similar technological goals.
I see.
But also raising concerns among competitors.
Speaking of concerns, let's talk about this whole deregulation of AI thing.
Yeah.
President Trump revoked previous executive orders that regulated AI.
Yeah.
His goal was to cut what he called government red tape.
Right.
Yeah, this deregulation, it's a major point of contention. Supporters say it will encourage innovation, allow companies like OpenAI and Google to move faster without so many bureaucratic hurdles. But I imagine there are also strong voices on the other side of that argument.
Definitely. Critics are worried about the lack of oversight and the potential risks that could come with unchecked AI development.
Yeah.
They argue this move could lead to ethical dilemmas and all kinds of unforeseen consequences down the line.
It seems like this deregulation gamble could have a major impact on where the Stargate project goes and AI development as a whole. To really understand this, I think we need to take a closer look at the key players here. It's not just a one-man show, is it?
Not at all. The Stargate infrastructure project involves this complex web of stakeholders, from the government, private industry, even global actors. It's important to understand their motivations and the potential conflicts of interest within this whole network.
Okay, so let's start with the U.S. federal government. President Trump is obviously the driving force behind this project, presenting it as a cornerstone of his administration's agenda to reclaim American technological leadership. But what about Congress? What's their take?
Well, Congress is involved, of course. Both Democratic and Republican lawmakers are engaged in the legislative process, debating the project's budget, its scope, and how it should be implemented. While there seems to be bipartisan support for investing in AI, there are disagreements on the details, particularly when it comes to funding mechanisms and potential regulatory oversight.
So even within the government, there are different perspectives and priorities at play here.
Definitely.
And I'm sure regulatory agencies like the Department of Commerce and the Department of Defense will have their work cut out for them as they try to oversee this massive project.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what about the private sector? Who are the heavy hitters on that side of the equation?
Well, OpenAI is a key player. They're a leading AI research organization known for developing some pretty cutting-edge technologies. And they're likely to be a major beneficiary of this project's infrastructure. They'll be able to use those massive data centers to further their research and potentially develop even more advanced AI systems.
And who's going to actually build and manage these data centers? Oracle, perhaps?
Oracle is definitely in the mix. They're a major player in cloud computing and database management, so they're well positioned to create the data storage and the computational infrastructure needed for this project.
Now, this all sounds incredibly expensive. Who's footing the bill for all of this?
SoftBank is a key player on the financial side. They're known for making these large-scale technology investments, and their involvement really underscores the global significance of this project. It's not just about American dominance. It's about attracting global capital and expertise to fuel this whole AI revolution.
So we've got the government backing the research powerhouses, the financial muscle. But are there other players in the private sector who might be impacted by this project?
Oh, absolutely. While not directly named in the project, tech giants like Microsoft, Google, and NVIDIA are also stakeholders here. They dominate AI development. They rely on robust infrastructure for their growth. So they'll be watching this project very closely.
And what about smaller tech firms? Do they stand to benefit from this as well?
That's a point of debate. Some smaller tech firms are concerned that this project might consolidate power within the larger corporations, making it even harder for them to compete. They worry that the resources and access provided by Stargate will mainly benefit the established players, further widening the gap between the tech giants and the startups.
It sounds like this project is creating a complex web of winners and losers, even within the private sector. Now, to get a clearer picture of the stakes here, we need to zoom out and consider the international players. Who are the potential allies and rivals in this global AI race?
Well, on the side of potential allies, we have Europe.
Okay.
Countries like Germany and the UK might view this project as an opportunity for stronger transatlantic partnerships in technology. They share similar concerns about China's growing influence in the AI field and might be interested in collaborating with the U.S. to maintain a competitive edge.
But Europe also has stricter regulations around AI, right?
Yeah.
Could that create some friction?
It's definitely a possibility. Europe's focus on data privacy and ethical AI development could lead to differing standards and potential conflicts with the U.S.'s more deregulated approach. It'll be interesting to see how those differences play out as the project develops.
And then there's Japan, with SoftBank's involvement playing a crucial role in financing and developing the project. That's a pretty significant partnership. Now let's talk about the competition. I'm guessing China's not exactly thrilled about the U.S. making such a bold move in the AI arena.
You're right. China's government and their leading tech firms like Alibaba and Tencent are seen as the primary competitors in this AI race. They've been investing heavily in AI research and development, and they've already achieved significant breakthroughs. This Stargate project is partly a response to their growing dominance, and it's likely to heighten tensions between the two nations.
So is this project going to escalate this AI arms race, or is there any potential for collaboration?
It's a complex question. The dynamic is quite interesting. Allies are cautiously supportive, but they might demand more ethical oversight to align with their own regulatory frameworks. On the other hand, competitors like Russia, though they are not as advanced in AI as the US and China, they are closely monitoring US developments, especially in areas like autonomous defense systems. They might see this project as a direct threat and respond with their own initiatives, further fueling the competition.
It seems like this project has the potential to reshape the whole global landscape, creating new alliances and rivalries along the way. But before we get ahead of ourselves, haven't we overlooked another important group of stakeholders?
You're right. We can't forget about the academic and research institutions.
Of course.
Universities like MIT, Stanford, and Carnegie Mellon are leading centers for AI research. They're likely to be key collaborators in the Stargate project,
Yeah.
providing the brainpower, the expertise, and the next generation of AI talent.
And I imagine there are also nonprofit organizations focused on the ethical implications of all of this, who'll be watching this project with a keen eye.
Absolutely. Organizations like the Partnership on AI and the Center for Humane Technology are likely to advocate for checks and balances, ensuring that AI development is guided by ethical principles and doesn't lead to unintended consequences. They'll be pushing for transparency, accountability, and a human-centered approach to AI.
So as we can see, this project is far more than just some technological endeavor. It's a political chess match, an economic power play, and a societal challenge all rolled into one. It's a story that's still being written, and the choices made by these various stakeholders will determine the outcome.
And that brings us to the crucial question. What does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah.
How will this project and the broader AI revolution impact your life, your work, and your future? That's what we'll be exploring in the next part of our deep dive. Picking up where we left off, let's shift gears a little bit and focus on the potential benefits of this whole Stargate project.
Okay, so we know this thing's a massive undertaking with a lot of moving parts. But what's the upside? What are the potential rewards that make this gamble worth it?
Well, one of the most compelling arguments in favor of Stargate is its potential to really stimulate economic growth. And on a significant scale, remember we're talking about a $500 billion investment. That kind of capital infusion is bound to have a ripple effect throughout the economy.
So you're saying this isn't just about creating jobs in AI development itself,
Yeah.
but also about boosting other sectors too.
Exactly. Think about the sheer scale of this project. Building those extensive data centers is going to require a massive workforce in construction, manufacturing, engineering. And once those centers are operational, they'll need a whole ecosystem of support services. Maintenance, security, energy management, you name it. We're talking about a potential surge in economic activity across multiple industries.
So it's like planting a seed that grows into a whole forest, with branches reaching way beyond the initial point of impact.
That's a great analogy. And beyond the immediate job creation, this project has the potential to make the U.S. more competitive on a global scale. As we talked about earlier, AI is poised to revolutionize countless industries, and the nation that leads in AI development stands to reap some significant economic and strategic benefits.
So Stargate, it's kind of like the U.S. throwing down the gauntlet, signaling to the world that they're serious about winning this AI race.
Precisely. It's a bold statement about the U.S.'s commitment to maintaining its technological edge in the 21st century. It's about securing a place at the forefront of innovation, attracting top talent, and shaping the future of the global economy.
Okay, so economic growth, global competitiveness. Those are some pretty compelling arguments in favor of Stargate, but I'm guessing it's not all sunshine and roses, right? What about the potential downsides? What are the risks that we need to consider?
Well, you're right. Every coin has two sides. And with a project of this magnitude, there are bound to be some valid concerns that need to be addressed. One of the biggest anxieties surrounding AI is the potential for job displacement due to automation.
That's a fear that comes up a lot in discussions about AI. The idea that robots and algorithms will eventually replace human workers, leading to widespread unemployment and social unrest.
It's a legitimate concern, and one that needs to be taken seriously. As AI systems become more sophisticated, they're becoming capable of performing tasks that were previously thought to require human intelligence and dexterity. This could have a significant impact on certain sectors, particularly those involving repetitive manual labor or data processing.
So how do we address this potential for job displacement? Is it about resisting automation altogether? Or is there a way to adapt and thrive in this changing landscape?
Resisting technological progress is rarely a winning strategy.
Right.
The key lies in adaptation and preparation.
Okay.
We need to focus on retraining and upskilling the workforce, equipping people with the knowledge and skills they need to thrive in an AI-driven economy.
So it's about anticipating the jobs of the future and preparing people for those roles, rather than clinging to the jobs of the past.
Exactly. And it's not just about retraining individuals, but also about creating new industries and job opportunities that leverage AI's capabilities. We need to think about how AI can augment human work, rather than simply replacing it.
So it's about finding that sweet spot, that balance between automation and human ingenuity, where AI enhances our abilities rather than rendering us obsolete.
Absolutely. It's about harnessing the power of AI to create a more efficient, productive, and equitable society.
Well, that all sounds very optimistic. But I can't help but wonder about the potential impact on global power dynamics. As we discussed earlier, this project is partly a response to China's growing influence in the AI field. Could this lead to further tensions and even an escalation of the AI arms race?
It's definitely a possibility. This Stargate project is a clear signal that the U.S. is determined to maintain its technological leadership, and that could be perceived as a challenge by other nations, particularly China.
So Stargate is more than just a domestic initiative. It's a move in the global game of chess, with far-reaching implications for international relations and the balance of power.
Exactly. It's a strategic play with the potential to reshape alliances, spark rivalries, and influence the course of global events.
It seems like this project has layers upon layers of complexity, with potential benefits and risks intertwined in this intricate web.
That's the nature of any groundbreaking endeavor. The Stargate project is a bold and ambitious gamble, and its ultimate impact will depend on a multitude of factors, including the choices made by governments, corporations, and individuals.
So as we move forward in this AI-powered world, it's crucial to stay informed, engaged, and prepared for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
Absolutely. And in the next part of our deep dive, we'll explore those challenges and opportunities in more detail, helping you, the listener, navigate this uncharted territory and make sense of the AI revolution that's unfolding all around us.
Welcome back to the deep dive. We've been talking about President Trump's ambitious Stargate project, remember?
Yeah.
A $500 billion initiative to put the U.S. right at the front of the global AI race. It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It has. We've really delved into the intricacies of this project, exploring its potential to reshape industries,
Right.
redefine the workforce, and even shift the balance of global power.
We've covered the possible benefits like economic growth, job creation, enhanced national security.
Yeah.
But we've also uncovered some serious challenges, like job displacement, the risk of escalating global tensions.
Right.
Now, as we come to the end of our deep dive, let's bring it all home. Let's go from the macro to the micro and really explore what this means for you, the listener.
Okay.
All right, let's get personal. Why should all of this matter to the everyday person? It's easy to get lost in the talk of trillions of dollars in global power dynamics. But how does this project actually impact the lives of regular people?
That's a crucial question, and the answer is it impacts everyone. AI, it's no longer this futuristic concept you see in sci-fi movies. It's shaping our world right now, and its influence is only going to go stronger in the coming years. Think about the algorithms that curate your social media feeds, the voice assistants that answer your questions, or the self-driving cars that are starting to show up on our roads. AI is already woven into our daily lives.
So ignoring it isn't an option.
Exactly. Whether we like it or not, AI is here to stay, and it's going to have a profound impact on our lives. The Stargate project, with all its massive investment and ambitious goals, it's a clear sign that this AI revolution is speeding up, and everyone needs to understand what that means for their future.
Okay, so besides just being aware of AI's growing presence, how will this project specifically impact people's lives? What are the tangible changes that we can actually expect to see?
For one thing, it has the potential to create a whole new wave of opportunities. Remember those 100,000 jobs we talked about? Those are real jobs in fields that didn't even exist just a few years ago. As the AI industry takes off, it's going to need a diverse workforce. Not just engineers and programmers, but also designers, ethicists, project managers, communicators, and so many other roles that we haven't even thought of yet.
So it's not just about losing jobs to automation then, but also about gaining new ones in AI-related fields. That's a more hopeful way to look at it.
Exactly. And these new jobs won't just be for tech experts or people with fancy degrees. The AI industry is going to need people with a wide range of skills and backgrounds. The key is to be adaptable, to be willing to learn new things, and to embrace the possibilities that this technology offers.
So education and training are going to be crucial in this new AI-powered economy.
Without a doubt. We need to invest in programs that give people the skills they need to thrive in these new fields. And this doesn't just mean technical skills, but also critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity. These uniquely human abilities are going to be even more valuable in an AI-driven world.
Okay, so new jobs, new skills. What else should people be thinking about as this AI revolution unfolds? How will this technology impact our daily lives outside of work?
Think about all the technology you use every day. Your smartphone, your car, your home appliances. AI is already a part of so many of these devices, making them smarter and more responsive to your needs. As AI technology continues to advance, these devices will become even more integrated into our lives, anticipating our needs, automating tasks, and providing these really personalized experiences.
So our lives are going to get more and more intertwined with AI, whether we actively choose it or not. It's almost like AI is becoming this invisible partner in our daily routines.
That's a good way to put it, and that's why it's so important to be informed and part of this conversation. The decisions we make about AI today, They're the ones that will shape the world we live in tomorrow. We have to think critically about what this technology means, both the good and the bad, and make sure AI is developed and used in a way that benefits everyone.
This all feels so important, but also a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
What can the average person actually do to make sense of all this and maybe even have a say in how AI develops? It feels like such a massive, complex thing. How can individuals even begin to make a difference?
That's a great question. And the answer is you have more power than you realize.
Really?
Yeah. First and foremost, stay informed. Read articles, listen to podcasts like this one, have conversations about AI. The more you understand this technology, its potential benefits and risks, the better equipped you'll be to navigate this world that's changing so fast.
So taking a deep dive like this one is a good first step.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Voice your concerns and demand transparency from the people developing and using AI systems. This is a technology that will affect all of us, so we all need a say in how it's shaped and governed. Support those organizations that are working to make sure AI development is ethical and responsible. Vote for leaders who understand this technology and are committed to using it for good. Get involved in conversations about the future of work, education, and society in an AI-driven world. Your voice truly matters.
That's a powerful message. That even in the face of this massive technological wave, individuals can still make a difference in the course of AI.
Exactly. The future of AI, it's not set in stone. It's a story that's still being written. And we all have a role to play in how that story unfolds.
That's a great note to end on. The Stargate project is just one chapter in the ongoing story of AI. And as we've seen, it's a story full of complexity, potential, and uncertainty.
It's a story that's unfolding all around us, and it's up to all of us to make sure it has a happy ending.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI, the Stargate project, and the future that awaits us all. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.